can. I mean, it's no different than any other position. I mean, we got a lot of seniors that are backups. We got juniors that are backups. I mean, it's competitive at every single position, and every single week, you got to earn it. And just so happens this year, it's a very, very, very competitive situation at quarterback. And but it's a good competition, and it's not like we got guys who can't win. It's kind of like when we had Shaq and Vic Beasley at DN. They were both very different, but both very good, and we played them both. And it's like when we had all them D tackles. That's what Dan Brooks said. I didn't never know. I told you this. I never know who was running out there first at D tackle, because he'd hold them accountable to the last pregame meal. And then he'd say, all right, you're running out there today, because he wanted every second to count, because that's how competitive it was. So we have that at a lot of positions, and our guys understand competition. It's no different at quarterback. It's just more interesting and more public than what's going on at nose guard or at tight end or at wide out or at safety or whatever else, kicker. It doesn't matter. Everybody just wants to talk about the quarterback.
Coach,
but I get it.
Going into Saturday, when you think of last year, is the idea of revenge just as a competitor one that motivates you?
No, I mean the idea of a bad memory and a bad taste in my mouth is certainly a motivating factor. But I mean we're not out to get revenge. I mean they won a football game. They outplayed us. They outcoached us. They beat us. This is a new season, But I will say this: when you look back on that last year, for me, I always judge it as bad things happen. Again, how you respond. I mean, you let something define you, destroy you, or develop you. Well, what did our team do last year? We didn't lose another game until the Sugar Bowl against the national champion. We didn't lose another game. I think they lost 5 straight. So, whether it's something great or something bad, I mean, okay, you got to move on. You can't live and go, oh, man, I can't wait to get my revenge 364 days from now or whatever it is. I think who said? It was one of them basketball guys yesterday. I can't remember. Didn't the NBA just open up?
The media day was yesterday.
Okay, I saw it. I don't remember which one it was, but one of the basketball guys. He was awesome. He said, man, if you're just sitting around looking at the future, you're gonna trip up on the present. I love that. I love that, man. And so, no, I'm not looking ahead. I don't think about. I'm just trying to be great in the moment, in the present, and we want to win this game. Not because we lost last year. Not to get revenge. We want to win this game because it's a division game, and we want to win the division, and we want to be the best version of the 2018 team. And they're in our way. We don't want to win it because they beat us last year. Yeah, it'd be nice, but that's and it's, you don't forget, but that's not the motivating factor. If that's the motivating factor, then we'll be a program like this.
Yeah, but when you're trying to prepare for that kind of tempo, is it kind of hard to come up with the ideal between enough preparation and too much in terms of maybe dead legs?
It's probably fair. Yeah, I think that's probably fair because, but I've always been a rep guy at practice more than time. A lot of times we get our reps and there's still time on the clock and I blow it. I've always been more in tune to that. But it's hard to prepare for because of how you have to practice. Now, fortunately, we're a tempo team. I don't know what they are. They're a lightning team. We're a up tempo team, no huddle. There's a lot of times they ain't even set and the ball's being snapped. It's unbelievable. But they're just really, really fast. So to simulate that, it takes you got to practice a certain way. Our scout team has to do an unbelievable job to kind of get our guys ready. But, yeah, you got to be smart. And we're fortunate that we're one of those teams that has some depth. Teams that don't have much depth, they may have a bunch of negative plays, but then all of a sudden it's 50, 0, 1, 1, 2, 15. You know, and then next thing you know, you look up and like, dadgum, they've run 90 plays. So our depth will have to come through for us in this ball game, and our crowd, and the noise that we create here at Death Valley, I think is a factor too, because you still got to communicate, and hopefully our noise will help us a little bit, maybe slow them down a little bit from a communication standpoint.
There's a bunch of focus on the quarterback battle, but there are any other positions that are kind of week to week, you're not really sure who's going to start until leading up to the game? Are there any of those positions?
Yeah. I mean, we all seen it at guard. I mean, we've had a nice little battle with old Cade Stewart and Pollard. That's been a great battle, and both those guys are playing. It's made us better because you know their antennas are up every day, and you know Cade he's kind of him and Gage, same thing. Him and Gage are kind of our 6th and 7th man, if you will, and really proud of those guys. So we got a lot of competition there. We got competition at linebacker. We got competition at wideout, and obviously at quarterback there. I think Feaster's made a move, and you know he's a guy that's showing that, hey, you know, don't forget about me. I'm pretty good. I can make some plays here. So we've got good, healthy competition going on, and again, you know, some of these positions, it's pretty close, and you know you're going to play multiple guys, and so yeah, it might be this guy had a bad game, this guy played better. Well, hey, he goes up for the week. But I think for the most part, I think Nolan Turner is a guy that's really a guy that's competing for more. Really encouraged by what we've seen with him.
Not to oversimplify it, but with all the positions, the quarterback jumps out at you. I mean, does it come down to just asking the question, who can we win the national title with? When it comes to a quarterback decision, who can we win that biggest prize because you're at where you are right now?
Our goal is not to win the national title. I know that's everybody else's goal. Our goal is to win the division. Our goal is to beat Syracuse, and you know that's never been a goal. That's a byproduct of what can happen if you take care of your goals that we have. And you know, so I will say this: we can win the national championship. You know, if the good Lord blessed us and we stayed healthy and everything went just, these two quarterbacks we got are good enough to beat anybody on any given day. So, and everybody wants to put last year's Sugar Bowl and Kelly Bryant, and they don't have a clue what they're watching. They have no idea. They don't understand what happened in the game, the flow of the game, the circumstances of the game. They have no clue. It's just like, oh, Kelly Bryant. And that is such a bad narrative. And it is so far from reality, it's not even funny. It really isn't. And so now it's, oh, Kelly can't win the national. Give me a break. That kid can beat anybody any given day. No doubt about it.
Sounds like from what your coordinators have said, Dab, and what you've said, that with Feaster coming through the knee procedure and then Travis's ascension and being dropped in the depth chart, that you guys are really completely pleased with the way he's kind of navigated those rough waters.
He's responded. And, I mean, he's a very talented player. We all know that. But his sense of urgency is the best it's ever been. And you just see a little hunger in him. I really, really like what I'm seeing out of Feaster. And we need that, you know, and that's kind of been my thing coming into this season. I really felt like our backs would be as good as we've had. And I think they have been. I think we're in a really good situation at running back. And they're complementing each other well. We've got a good rotation. These guys, they take care of each other. We still got to get Linjay, you know, a little bit more, you know, close the gap a little bit from a dependability standpoint and a discipline standpoint on what he's supposed to do. But he's as talented as any of them. But he's just not as complete a player right now.
Davin, we were told that both quarterbacks will be off limits this week to interviews after the game. What's the reasoning there? Just
Give them a break. I mean, these are kids, and you know I knew it was going to be an emotional couple days, And it's just one less thing they got to deal with this week. They've been available every week. We make our guy, some of y'all need to go work somewhere else. Y'all realize real quick the grass ain't greener. We probably make our players more available. I'm accessible, and I let you guys talk to my coordinators. It's not that way everywhere, and so that's just my right, and I wanted to protect those two guys. They can handle themselves just fine, but it's just one less thing that they have to deal with. So they'll be available after the game, and we'll move on. But y'all have all been young people. I mean, we've all been young people in our lives, and sometimes when you're disappointed, it takes you a little while to kind of, get your breath and realize that this isn't the worst thing that's going to happen in your life, and you know what? Let's move forward. And so I just felt like it was best for both of those guys to not have to deal with all the drama that would come. And for y'all doing your job. I mean, that's just your job, and it's what y'all are supposed to do. But I just felt like it was the right thing to just take that off, not burden them with that too. And let's move forward and give them a couple days to move on, and we'll go from there.
Coach, I know you touched on Skowski the other night, but just to clarify, and you lost Kendall Joseph, so you brought Skowski in the first half. Would you like to be able to save those 3 more games that he's got with the redshirt rule for later in the season?
Yeah, I would. I would like to, but we got to do whatever we got to do to win the game we're playing.